video relief because I have I like to have more relief. I desire to have more relief. I want to be able to kick up my pick up my shoes, relax my feet, just like I don't know, just sit back and just like have relief. I don't want to be so worried about this and that and this and that, like bills and health and you know people giving me a hard time because they're just filled with hate and animosity, having to make sure that my funds are where they need to be, paying all the debts that I owe. Like, I want to be obvious. I want to be aware of what of my reality. I definitely want to be present, which I am. I have no other choice but to be. But I truly desire, as a black woman and just as a person in general, relief. Relief from whatever fucking like preconceived notions people have, expectations. And so like the reason I'm even making this video is because a while ago I was watching something about the black woman, black girl rest era, where we're not like fighting crime and being superheroes, but we're just like taking naps and drinking our tea and minding our business, and this is great. I'm all for the rest era because it's kind of hard to get. Like, we haven't really had much time to rest because everyone is so pressed about us existing for whatever reason. Like, there's people seem to just be pressed, like, oh, black lady, big hair, curvy, black woman. But it's just like, we've always been here. We breathe air and we drink water. But I feel like it's more than just a rest era because it's kind of difficult. Like, it's kind of damn near impossible. Like, you can rest, but not really. Like, you can rest. We all will go to sleep, but we often need something to aid us in the sleep, the rest. It's just the world that we live in, especially in the United States, is so chaotic and we're targeted so immensely that it is very difficult to rest. And while there's a science to it, and I am all for you guys studying that, I feel like what we really truly need to start invoking and evoking is relief, you know. And so I can't make this video without stating that relief comes from having a strong relationship with God. As much as I would like to be like, I can take all the herbs and all the plants and all the crystals and just use my, my black woman magic powers and voila, things will manifest as I will it to be. I will still have, I still have what we call a human brain. I'm a human being. So I still need God. I still need the creator. That's just me. If you feel like, "Oh, I don't need it," that's fine. But for me and for many of us, the relief is damn near impossible without a connection to the spirit. And I'm not talking about the spirit that was with that was within the people that crucified us, and got rid of our spiritual leaders and maligned us and you know, raped us and pillaged us. Like, that's not the spirit I'm referring to. I know that I use the language of God, but that is not the spirit that I'm referring to. But I recently have forgotten about that, and the type of relief that connection brings me. Um, because there's so much just going on in my life, and I feel like I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. But yeah, we certainly need to invoke and evoke that more than anything. Um, and it starts with having faith in God. But there's so many misconceptions that it's hard to like really pinpoint um, God. Like it's hard to like say, okay, this is God, this is God. It's hard to even explain it because there's so much confusion in the world. And as much as I like to simplify it, sometimes we need more of a better definition. That starts with environment and community. Like in order for things to grow, it has to be in the right environment. And so, like, in order for us to have relief, we really have to look at our environments and in the environments that we are that encompass us, and to see if it's an environment that really is for us, and if we're not getting relief in the environment that we're in, we have to change that environment. And I'm not talking about your house. I'm not talking about your block or your barrel. I'm talking about your community or the community that encompass you that may not be yours just yet. But that doesn't mean that it can't be. And to change your environment, it takes gardening. So I would like to have a conversation today, on my YouTube channel right here about that. Like, what does gardening and really like making it a proper environment for Black women, notably Black women who need relief because there is a lot of hatred and animosity that people have pent up towards us because they've been manipulated to have these things in their head about particular people. And so there's all these preconceived notions and misconceptions. And so it's while it's wonderful to, work your Black girl magic and change the minds of others, it takes a lot of energy to do that. And while I know many of us are alchemists, many of us still need time to have relief. We need to have time to rest, and we need to have relief. And that comes with having that home, that space that isn't just only ours, but it is like welcoming. Because I have been in spaces where I'm like the only person that looks like me, but I am welcomed, and there's immense relief, and I'm not performing alchemy. And so I want that experience for other women of color, and it's kind of hard to have because it's rare and it doesn't need to be. So I just want to have a conversation about how we can shape our community, the communities that encompass us. I wouldn't really say it's our community yet, because even when we're in our community, we sometimes don't have that relief because we aren't accustomed to giving it to each other or even receiving it from each other. A lot of us just, we don't, it's not like that. So sometimes you just have to look at individuals that are welcoming to you, because we're always so welcoming to other people. Who is welcoming to Black women? Okay. And I have to have this conversation and make it just about Black women, because I've experienced enough unwelcomeness from Black men in my life. And while I'm with a Black man who welcomes me and all my quirks and individuality, um, and uniqueness, it took me a lot of hurt and like a lot of pain and a lot of like years to find that. And um, I don't always have the relief that I desire because it's not easy to hold on to that because of the world that we live in. So, um, during the time where I had immense relief, the three things that was happening was I was already confident about my value and existing in the world. I already knew that I deserved to be here. I already knew that I had the privilege of being happy and being alive and being loved and all these things. I had that privilege. It was already granted to me by something far greater than any other, like anything mortal. Okay. And so like that's the first thing. So I walked into a space in which I had that going on. And then the individuals were welcoming. And I didn't really take the time to look at what the space was, what it looked like, and what it felt like. I didn't snapshot it so I can make what I'm within like that a replica of that. I did because I just it was so like unique and different for me. Um, but if you who are watching can recall a time in which you were welcome and you had that relief, you know, talk about what it looked like and what it felt like so that we can kind of make that in the worlds that we live in. And fast, we need to start gardening fast so that we can have the relief that we deserve so that we can give and work according to how God put us, like, what God's will was originally for us to be here. So, can't really do anything, work, help other people, and give your energy if you have none. I hope that makes sense. So, just, share how you feel about everything and be blessed. And I'm going to relax for a little bit, finish my lunch, and then finish taking care of my business.